So I'm here outside of Sheraton Vistana Resort in Orlando, Florida, and there's a good reason I'm outside instead of inside. I'm going to talk about it in this resort update coming right up. Hello and welcome to Destination Timeshare. I'm Jeremy. I'm going to give you a quick update today of what's going on, what's happening at Sheraton Vistana Resort. We're not actually staying here. We did, though, have a stay booked for late May 2022, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. They've been sending me updates about the resort, have a full list of the activities, restaurants, menus, and whatnot. I'll put a link to those below, but there's some important details we need to cover for you if you have a stay coming up in the near future. So before we jump into all of that, I want to let you know on this channel, Destination Timeshare, I provide my knowledge, tips, and advice to help you get the most from your timeshare ownership. But even if you don't own timeshare and you love visiting these fantastic timeshare resort properties, I also do villa tours, resort reviews, and resort tours as well. So I know that's the kind of stuff you want to see. Be sure to subscribe down below, hit that subscribe button, and also click on that notification bell and select all, and you'll be notified whenever I post new videos. Okay, so we actually had a stay coming up in mid-May that we had to cancel. And I'll get into more details of why we had to cancel that stay towards the end of the video in just a little bit. Kind of want to go over a couple of other things I noticed in that literature that they sent me via email. And that is that there is still no daily or mid-stay housekeeping at the resort. So if you're booked in here, maybe with a cash stay or even a Bonvoy point stay, there is no housekeeping services being offered throughout your stay. The staff will not come in your room. That is still because of the pandemic, kind of when everything shut down. They still haven't started midweek housekeeping. Pretty unfortunate, but if you're staying here on a timeshare stay, there isn't usually any daily housekeeping anyway. But just to let you know, you will not be able to even purchase mid-stay housekeeping services. Now, another thing I noticed was that they have a new restaurant called Azula. I wasn't exactly sure what that was, but I was able to get a little bit of video of that. Looks like over at the Fountains Pool in the Fountains Activity Center, actually kind of just behind the Taki Tiki, My Tiki Hut bar. They have kind of a new restaurant area where you can walk up, order some food, and then go and sit down to eat it. So it is an indoor restaurant. Of course, you can also take the food outside, out to the pool area, but it looks like they've kind of renovated that whole area and maybe even renovated parts of the Fountains Activity Center, it looks like. So it looks like there is a new restaurant on site here in the Fountains section called Azula. Not really sure what was there before. Since we've been coming here, that's kind of been Taki Tiki, My Tiki Hut. It's been open, it's been closed, lots of different things kind of going on there. But now it looks like Azula is now in place. And there is a link to the menu in the description box below. So one other quick thing, out at the main entrance, when you turn in, no issues there. They're actually redoing the stoplights all up and down 535 Apopka Vineland Road here. And I did actually provide some information on that in my last resort update for Sheraton Vistana Resort. If you actually want to take a look at that, that was from December 2021. I will put a link to it up here. But the stoplight out there looks like right now at the main entrance that comes into where the main check-in and lobby is, doesn't look like that is really operational for turns out of Sheraton Vistana Resort. But it does look like, though, there will be stoplights there that will be operational in the near future. But it does look like there's going to be maybe a no right on red. So you won't be able to make right turns on red out of there. But right now, it looks like it's kind of just come to a stop and yield, because there is no actual stoplight that is functioning right now. Probably is maybe just short-lived until they kind of get everything operational out there at the main entrance with those new stoplights. But keep that in mind, there is right now no stoplight when you're turning out of the resort, and you will no longer, like I mentioned in that previous video, be able to turn left. Now I want to talk about the reason we had to cancel our stay at the end of May. We actually had 2 weeks back-to-back booked in a one-bedroom here at Sheraton Vistana Resort. We had to cancel it. And the reason for that is, ahead of our stay, we received an email from the room assignment coordinator about our upcoming stay, and it said this: please be aware that the resort is currently experiencing intermittent Wi-Fi outages. At this time, the team is working diligently to try and rectify the outage, but we currently have no ETA as to when it will be fully operational. There may be a significant chance that Wi-Fi will not be available to you during your stay, and we ask for your patience and understanding as we navigate our way to a solution. We kindly suggest that if Wi-Fi is paramount to your stay, it may be best to find alternative accommodation until service is restored. So there are some pretty broad definitions of what intermittent might actually mean. So we took to the Facebook groups and asked a question in one of the Facebook groups: what are maybe some recent guest experiences here at Sheraton Vistana Resort? And here is what one of the responses was: we were there last week and had no internet 90% of the time. It was bad. And then they actually followed that comment up with, no, it might have been more like 95% of the time. There was a lot of other comments of people who had recently stayed here at Sheraton Vistana Resort, and they said internet access, Wi-Fi connectivity was just horrible. I don't know if maybe it has something to do with the construction they're doing out at the front of the resort. Maybe they cut through some lines. Not too sure what's going on, but it seems the resort right now in April 2022, and this even goes back to March 2022, because some of the responses that we got in those comments in the Facebook group was from March. So definitely some serious concerns here. If Wi-Fi is paramount to your stay, like they said, make alternative accommodations. For us, Wi-Fi is truly more important than the pools. Can you imagine that? We actually canceled our stay here. Kind of unfortunate that we won't be coming to Sheraton Vistana Resort here this year, at least this time of the year in May 2022. Owners are unfortunately paying for that service as part of their maintenance fees, and it just doesn't seem to be up to standard. Obviously something going on. We've traditionally found the Wi-Fi here to be actually really good in the past, really fast speeds. We did have some maybe slight connectivity issues one time in the lakes phase, but that would just maybe drop for a few minutes and then it would pick back up and reconnect. But here it sounds like people maybe only be able to get on for a few minutes in the morning, and then the rest of the day it's completely out. People have a lot of problems connecting, at least based on those comments. And I'm actually going to leave a link to our Facebook group. Did you know we have a Marriott, Vistana, Sheraton, Westin Timeshare Fans Facebook group? I'll put a link to that in the description box below as well. So there it is, the resort update here from Sheraton Vistana Resort in Orlando, Florida. Really hope you like this update. Do you have a trip planned here in the near future? What do you think? Does this Wi-Fi problem, is it going to impact you? I'd like to hear all about it down in the comments below. And if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really does help with these videos. Helps to tell YouTube too that you like these videos as well, and they'll push you more just like it. And to see more videos all about timeshare, check out the description box below. And for a resort tour from here at Sheraton Vistana Resort, check out this video right up here, and YouTube. They think you'll like that one down there. Be sure to subscribe. You can do so by clicking on my picture right here. Hit that notification bell. And until next time, remember, the best destination is always a timeshare.